are working. And I'm sorry that it's considered that we are not taking this as part of the policy considerations, but that in fact is not the case. It will be part of the discussion, which is exactly why the Commission has put this point on the table for Council and Parliament. You cannot have a switch off of broadcasting in a particular band or the switch on, obligatory switch on of a particular service if significant users of legacy equipment, some of those being the most vulnerable in society, are likely to have severe interference to their television programme. Another point which is important to raise is, again, the digital dividend provides the biggest boost to broadcasters, 5 or 6 times the transmission capacity that currently exists in analogue. And what we are saying is that there are other key economic, social and cultural objectives which can be addressed perhaps by using part of the digital dividend for other uses of that spectrum. There was also a question put with regard to the institutional differences between the ECC and CPT on one side and the Commission on the other. Well, I can only speak for the Commission. What is clear is that when we put a decision on the table, it is something which we intend to be implemented, or, just as I've described for the 800, which we intend to seek decisions from the co-decision makers, the Parliament and Council, to impose at some time or another. That is not the case in the ECC. A number of member states can agree there to things which they know they're not going to implement. But I think the lesson for today's discussion, it really doesn't matter if it's the CPT or the EC, if we don't have a clear strategy, a clear policy determined as to what it is we want to achieve with these decisions. We don't legislate for the sake of it. So that's what this forum is all about. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the close of the first day of our Spectrum Summit, and I would like to thank all of you. I think the first day of the Spectrum has proved that this is a successful exercise of governance, and it's the first time that we have Member States, Commission and European Parliament together with stakeholders from different sectors of industry. We have representatives from civil society as well here, and it's the first time everybody has been here together on the opportunity for debate. We've had a frank and open discussion, and obviously we have to look at what we call the political expression of analysis, and we have to work together to set our common objectives. We're going through a time of economic and social crisis, and I think we have to take a look at our resources and put them to the best use. This particular resource has been said that it is a bit too costly if you look at the licenses, for example, but we have to be performant, and innovation obviously is central to this debate and to this conference, but should not seen in contradiction to our cultural and social values. And this is a true moment of democracy. We're talking about a public good, and we are trying to define the universal service of telecommunications, of access to internet, access to information, access to services and access to culture. So therefore there is no contradiction between what can help us properly include the weakest in society, but at the same time allow us to promote these more active technologies and to allow us to multiply and disseminate these services. I think we've met the challenge within the European Parliament. We've been able to strike a balance between interests, between competitors, and we feel it's much better to react and to accept clear competition rules. But obviously, at the same time, they have to be open to everybody. And if we take a look at the decisions that are going to be taken, obviously the Commission has a high degree of responsibility here as well, but there is going to be discussion between the Commission, the Council and the European Parliament. And I have heard that obviously we really have to stick to the timetable, and the various technological modalities are very important as well. And any remit conferred upon the Commission is going to be fundamental in nature. If the Commission is to work effectively and calmly, it can only do so if the terms of reference are accepted by everybody. And under the new Commission, under this new term of Parliament, I think it's important to make it quite clear that this is what we need. And I think we should be hopeful that this is going to be successful. And so I would like to close today's meeting, and tomorrow we'll be meeting for the second part of the conference and the second part of our debate. And I'd like to thank all of you, and Mr. Donoghue on a point of coordination.
One question of organisation, together with our colleagues from the Parliament Secretariat with whom we've organised this event, if you could please retain your badges for tomorrow, particularly those who need also their badge to enter through the security of the European Parliament. It's very important that you hold on to it. Unfortunately, we will again have to block a certain number of people and pass them up to the Salle de Coute tomorrow morning. We will try to make further seats available, but please retain the badges that you've received today. They're essential for tomorrow. Thank you very much.